took me so long?
Captain, look at you.
Don't make the same mistake. Be yourself. Be free.
Oh my God.
Captain, I need you to hand it over.
Shoot him, John.
Let it go. Please.
Shoot him! I gave you an order. Shoot him!
You told me your name was Sam Porter. But you're Sam Bridges. My son. My bridge to the future. Without you, I was just like any other Cliff. A dead end. No way forward. Nothing but an obstacle. Looking on at the world people like you were trying to build. Dividing people was the only thing I was ever good at. But not you, Sam. You bring people together. You're their bridge to the future. And mine. Come on, Sam. Stand up.
Is this me?
Oh, God. Not BB2.
No, 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 no!
So it's not me. I'm so much more confused at the end of the game than I was at the beginning. But maybe it is, and that's like my connection to the beach or something.
Sam. There you are.
Oh, shit. My scar, oh my god.
You want to go home? Let's go home. It's okay. I know the way. Back in a pod? There you are. Welcome back.
You understand his days as a BB are over, now that his connection to the other side has been severed.
It was me who cut the cord. So yes.
A deathless repatriate in the world of the living. Should we decommission him?
In a manner of speaking. Take him out of the pod. I'll raise him as my own.
Not my handcuffs.
Go! Wake up.
Ew.
Every time we touch it shows worn out, worn out. I sense you like a broken window. The lack of something makes a sound.
Oh, this was just the tutorial, man. We got the rest of the game to play. Oh, God.
Next level trust issue. True love is in
Just, man, I don't care what you have to say about this game. Play the Amazon delivery simulator bullshit memes. You cannot deny story, writing, acting, delivery, world building, character, growth, everything relating to the story and the world is disgustingly high tier. No, I disagree with the game being trash. I disagree with that too. Like, I mean, you can say that if you want to. I loved the game as well. There's something satisfying about doing what you do in this game, helping your fellow man, reconnecting the world. Everything you did had purpose, and it felt good to play the game. Looking at the game and seeing that you're just going back and forth and delivering things, it seems shallow and empty and pointless. But it felt good to do it, and the game played well on top of that. On top of that, there was, like, if you just need shooter combat and that's what you strive off of is, you know, the violent side of things, there is that. There is that, and you can rush it very quickly and get to all the shooting parts and have fun doing that if that's what you want. But there's so much more depth to the game than just, you know, in fact, that's almost what the game is trying to speak out against. Is like, that's almost why the game doesn't have violence or a whole lot of shooting parts, is because it's trying to almost say, no, put down the gun. Hell, even in the end of the game, like she discards the gun, like this isn't the answer, you know, kind of thing. It's very much a, listen, we are one people, we'll come together and be a people together kind of game. Is there value in just playing the game? Yes. Is it gonna be everybody's type of game? No. But it doesn't matter what the gameplay is, because it's a hell of a story. There's a lot of people that say this is a great movie. There's no game to it, though. That's another false accusation towards the game. If you line all the story cutscenes, including all the regular spoken dialogue on all the accept missions that you get for main story, it's like 8.5 hours long. The actual cutscene length is probably somewhere around 4, which, I mean, in a game, having 4 hours of cutscenes, you know how many hours of cutscenes Final Fantasy X has? Just in the speedrun alone, it's like 5.5 or something like that. So, I mean, Final Fantasy X, a game made 17 years ago, 18 years ago or whatever, has more, like, required cutscenes length than this game has. But yeah, a game doesn't necessarily have to be like fun, engaging, pew 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 gameplay. Sometimes just sometimes it could be dreary or monotonous or samey rather. But yeah, it can definitely do that. It can just kind of throw you into just making you feel alone, making you feel isolated, making you feel like, I don't know, maybe you just need to have like a conscience or a heart or feelings in order to like gauge what this game does to make you feel these things, because you feel isolated, you feel alone, you feel like the world's out to get you, you feel like everything's gonna kill you, you feel distant, but not by the end of it. IGN absolutely downplay it, because paid reviewers like that, they get paid to review a game and they have deadlines and things, and they can't spend 70 hours like I did playing this game. 70 hours, by the way. That's what I spent, 70 hours. About. Even if you count all the cutscenes, 9 hours. I played it for another 60 on top of that. So you can tell me there's no game all you want, and I'll just give you the "are you kidding me, Karen" eyes. And I loved it. Kaiser, thank you for 2 years. Resub with the Twitch Prime, man. Thank you, man. God damn it, Karen. Why were people wearing masks? It was symbolic in the game. Masks were very symbolic in the game. Everybody was wearing a mask, you know? Everybody was someone else who they were. They were somebody else other than who they were pretending to be. You think the game loop is not going to be appetizing to some people? Yes. Explains the split on reviews? Maybe. It's not that they didn't play, it's just not for them. I don't know though, because a lot of game reviewers are paid to play the game and review it, but they only have so many hours to do it. So they play the first 5-10 hours of the game, they go, wow, the storytelling's really cool, but the gameplay's shallow. And they don't even get to the part of the game where it's like, you know, different. But I definitely agree. This is definitely a game that not everybody can agree in this or like enjoy in the same way. This is not a game for everybody. I absolutely agree with that for sure. Like I agree with you, but I also disagree with you at the same time. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's as basically what I mean is I don't think it's as drastic as being split 50-50 divided. I think it's more like 80-20 with that particular point specifically or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like I agree but not to the same severity. You know, not ever having even come anywhere close to being a dad, never even having a kid scare or a pregnancy failed or anything like that with a significant other. It didn't, like, I cannot relate to the dad-child aspect of this game, and it didn't matter. Because everybody has a dad.
You can take my and hold it together as we fly. Maybe together we can make our mark in the stars. We can keep us together.
Those are the porters I saw. The other players. I, for one, am looking forward to the next Kojima game more so than ever. I said from the beginning that I don't care that it's a Hideo Kojima game. That doesn't mean anything to me other than that it potentially could be really good. So if it was bad, I was gonna let it be bad and judge it accordingly. But I am just completely blown away in every facet. Yeah, we still have my wife and my kid that was supposed to be. Cause the void out.
Louise.
I wonder if that means that Liv was actually a girl the whole time and it's actually Louise, or if that's, I don't think that's my wife's name was Louise. I think it was something else, like something common. Types of premium delivery completed with evaluation of awesome or higher. 0? Wait. Tumbles taken 10. I only took 10 tumbles. I only wore out 1 pair of boots because I was really good at replacing my boots. Total water ingested 10,000 milliliters. Blood transfused into Sam 12,000 milliliters. Yikes. Carbides ingested 85. Total rest time 19 hours. Types of items fabricated 24 out of 72. I guess I didn't really fabricate. I probably unlocked a lot, but didn't fabricate a lot. Some things just kind of felt unnecessary. Total number of structures built 30. Road sections restored 18. Told you guys I was building roads. Total distance traveled 353 kilometers. Total playtime 45 hours, 56 minutes. Okay, 46 hours. How much of the story do I think I understood? I think I understood almost all of it. I think it was very clear what the game was trying to convey in a very roundabout way of doing it. I think it didn't leave anything like to chance in terms of understanding. It was very, and in fact, a lot of the time I felt like it was too obvious with what it was trying to imply, but I think that's because of how drastically kind of crazy the game was. They kind of needed to in order to make sure everybody was on board, but I never felt like anything in the story was too convoluted to understand for the vast majority of people. You're going to want to watch all of it, obviously, but like it's pretty clear. Now you have to understand that this is a fictional story, and as such, it's got a lot of crazy, weird, supernatural type things. So when you play a game or listen to a story or watch a movie with supernatural type elements, you have to make a lot of assumptions, leaps of understanding. What's the expression? Suspension of disbelief is a big one. So you have to kind of say like, okay, well, in this world, this is a possible thing that can happen. This links to that. This, you know, these connections mean this and whatever. So I'm pretty good at being able to put those kinds of pieces together. And I never really thought that was left to force the player to think about by the end of it. After all was said and done, I think I came to a lot of the correct conclusions before the game even told me that they were the conclusion. And like especially me being the BB in that tube, that was like halfway through the game. I estimated. But yeah, the point is I don't think it was too convoluted at all. I think it was very clear with its storytelling, but it told it at the perfect pace. It gave you just the right amount of information at the right time. It made you think different things were happening, and then it pulled the rug out from underneath you. Boom, that wasn't it. He's actually a good guy, or she's actually a bad guy, or none of them are bad guys. In the end, who was the bad guy? No one. There's no, like, Higgs, it wasn't even a bad guy because he was working for Amelie all along. Both Wells and Regisson were the bad guy. Got it. That makes sense. The Metal Gear Solid series is full of supernatural weird stuff, but can also be pretty heavy-handed with its messaging. I think that's a Kojima homework. Yeah. One of the things to note is, like, it's going to have, like, a real-world significance and impact, but then have, like, supernatural. Like, Psycho Mantis. Like, Metal Gear Solid. Take Metal Gear Solid, for instance. We'll try not to spoil too much. It's very much real-world like setting. These are real people, real world, real places. Well, they're not real people, but, you know, but they feel like real people. And then you have, like, Psycho Mantis who can read minds, you know? Like, you know, you have a couple of the characters that have these supernatural powers. I don't want to give away too much, but everything else is the same. It's just normal person, normal world, supernatural power that builds up something that makes, you know what it does? Is it makes it feel like it could actually A, really happen, and B, like the battles can actually have significance, because if they have this supernatural power, then a few shots isn't going to take them down. It's going to be more than that. And so it gives, like, substance to the combat and the battles that you have, and it makes you feel, like, powerful for succeeding and taking these things out or whatever. So, like, there's like the multifaceted sort of, like, a thing that it accomplishes by just having a real world setting, but, like, characters that have, like, a supernatural power. It just does so much to the world to make it interesting, to make it cool, and also allows you to feel like these are things that can happen, and it puts it in a sort of a logical context in a way. You know, you're like, well, they're supernatural, of course they can take 5 clips of my pistol and not die. It's a real grab bag of powers. Reading minds or being really good with a pistol, who knows? Orders completed 163. I feel like that's kind of low, but at the same time, I mean, when each order takes a significant amount of time, yeah. Orders for Sam 67, or standard order 79. Standard orders bot 15. I didn't really care about the bots. They screwed everything up. Supply requests. I also started to realize that a lot of orders were repeated, so I just stopped doing a lot of the deliveries because I didn't really care about doing the same one. Apparently there's premium deliveries with Legend of Hire, premium delivery of with an evaluation of Legend of Legends. Apparently there's like a very high rank you can get for doing a mission incredibly well, but I feel like I did a lot of missions with like 0 damage and like super fast while carrying a lot of gear. But hey, total weight of cargo delivered 8.76 tons. Total pieces of cargo delivered 554. Overall porter grade, number of times BB soothed 7, likes from BB 87, BB connection level 3.5 stars. Oh, I could have gotten more. Bridges contracts made 29, UCA members were credited 26, 3-star or higher connections 21, 4-star higher connections 10, max level connections 3, connections made with other players 619, total likes received 56,703, 43,000 being from NPCs, 13,000 being from players. Porter grade 243, master courier. Unlocked tracks. Journals. I've never been a Legend of Legends. True. True. I'll be going through the Discord and reading the spoilers channel, so if you had other things you wanted to spoil, now would be the time. There was a couple of people that were like spoiling the story like right at the end, like 5 seconds before I learned it. It's like, that's really scumbaggy. Don't do that. Post it in the Discord. Let me read it then. Like telling me the realization like 5 minutes before the game tells me is like super scumbag mode. It's like worse than just spoiling it straight out. 2 weeks earlier, we already did a review, basically. Oh, 2 weeks earlier, so it's like you can go back into the world and just, you know, do your missions, and it's not post game. I think it's just being able to go back into the world and play it.
Good morning, Sam. Blood collection complete. Thank you for your generosity.
Well, look who's awake. Morning, Sam. You'll be happy to hear your vitals have stabilized, and that you're well on your way to recovery. Not that it's your fault, but what I wouldn't give to trade places. We're all stuck in the president's office, working like dogs to get everything ready in time for the inauguration.
Nice,
But at
that
least
figure.
one of us is still free as a bird. You should head out. Make the most of it. Could even do some orders if you wanted. Might do you good to get back in the game. You may recall it was raining buckets back when you left for Amelie's Beach. We took a real beating at the time, but we've done our best to service the structures and vehicles in the area. So you know, any cargo that was stored in your private locker at a damaged facility should have been transferred to your private locker here at this distro center. Anyway, busy or not, we'll still be on the end of the line if you need us. And if you want some alone time, we should be able to manage for now. Just make sure you're back in time for the big day, all right? See you then. Hey, Sam, you sure you don't have any unfinished business?
Some of the area structured vehicles have been damaged, blah, blah, blah. Cargo in this area removed. Okay. So yeah, this is basically just, hey, you can still play the game. So it's just putting you back in the world before all the bad stuff happened. It's kind of like what's the game that does that? It's basically teleporting out of the final dungeon to go do cleaning up of the world, you know? This is capital, not city? Wow. So you can do all the things you wanted to.
Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Yeah, it's so you can still go out in the world and help people and build things and do missions and get a better porter rank and not just be stuck, which I think is a good way of doing. That's what I kind of expected the game to do, honestly. So it's pretty expected to me anyway. Swept away down the river yeah, I fell down a waterfall. I almost made it across that, to be fair. I almost did. I thought I was going to. I thought I was gonna make it. that's gonna do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a hell of a ride with this game. We're ending a little bit late, but yikes. I will have the YouTube episodes up for yesterday's play. So the stuff that we did yesterday, I will have that uploaded tonight in a couple hours here. You'll be able to catch that there. I will post in Discord when the videos go up, as I always do. And everything else remains the same. Twitter, Discord, all that good stuff. Final Fantasy Fiesta coming just around the corner, less than 2 weeks away. Get hyped for that. Get mega hyped for that. Final Fantasy Fiesta coming up soon. Big event. Big event. Final Fantasy Fiesta. Me and Seven Sins racing through the entire Final Fantasy franchise. It's always a big thing. We do it every year. Tons of fun. Tons of incentives. Tons of games. No running from any encounter. No running from any encounter allowed. So we fight or die all the way through the entire franchise. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. It's Variety Night, or Viewer Choice rather. I've officially called it Viewer Choice because, let's be honest, you're all viewers and you have chosen for me to play Dragon Quarter, which has been a... It's like Ephemeral Fantasia if it had direction. Let's just put it that way. But... And we will get through it as we always do. We always enjoy good games, bad games, and anything in between because we're tenacious and you guys always make it fun. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. PST with Variety Night, 1 of 2 for the week. Breath of Fire 5, Dragon Quarter. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out and enjoying this amazing ride with me with this game. I have enjoyed it start to finish, and it was awesome to be able to experience that all together with you guys. I hope you have enjoyed your own playthroughs of the game, and I'm going to maybe host somebody. Maybe. We can host Solomon, actually, now that we've beaten the game. He's playing Desu Stranding. And he's playing, now that we've beaten it, we can totally host him. So it looks like he's still in mid-range chapters, probably. It doesn't look like he's even got like the power skeleton, or maybe just, oh, he does. Maybe? I don't know. But you know, common courtesy and all that good stuff. Solomon's good dude. Plays a lot of games. He used to be a speedrunner like me. He gave up on it a long time ago, way before I did, and he followed his I want to be a variety streamer dream. So enjoy, Solomon, and have a good night. You guys are amazing. See you tomorrow at 1 p.m. PST.